Welcome back to Noir Alley. I'm your host, Eddie Muller. I hope you had a safe and healthy summer during these difficult times. If you need help coping with current affairs, say a comforting infusion of old school lust and larceny, I am here for you. Today I'm prescribing something relatively uncomplicated to get us back in a Noir Alley groove. Night Editor, made at Columbia in 1946, is a quintessential B picture. No big stars, just enough story to fill a terse 65-minute running time, and as much originality as will fit in a shot glass. I absolutely love it. In fact, this film has been shown at my Noir City film festivals as often as other more celebrated noirs. It is a crowd pleaser, especially popular with folks who believe it isn't really noir unless a gorgeous and cold-hearted woman is at the root of it all. Night Editor features perhaps the most feral femme fatale in noir. Janice Carter as sexy society dame Jill Merrill pushes the boundaries of on-screen bad girls about as far as they could be pushed in the 1940s. There's a scene in today's film that is shocking even now for how it conflates violence with sexual arousal, and Janice Carter was not afraid to play it hot. It's a prime example of how B movies could sneak illicit notions past the production code more easily than higher profile films. As written, the pivotal scene didn't attract attention from the censors, but the way director Henry Levin shot it and the way Janice Carter played it, even in 1946, no one could possibly miss the Perversion. Now, I specifically requested we not show a clip, but trust me, you'll know which scene I'm talking about. Night Editor was intended to be the first installment of a series modeled along the lines of Columbia's popular Whistler films, which starred Richard Dix in various tales of mystery and intrigue. And if you think with a title like Night Editor, it's going to be a newspaper noir, well, guess again. The concept for the series was a bunch of poker-playing reporters on the graveyard shift discussing fascinating stories they've covered, with the story then revealed in flashback. Now, this was a valuable device for low-budget movies because whenever there's a scene that was too expensive to film or was not logistically feasible, you just cut back to the reporters talking about what was happening. That's movie magic of a particularly meager type. Night Editor was based on a radio program of the same name, sponsored by Edwards Coffee, which ran from 1934 to 48. Its creator, Hal Burdick, was a one-man band. He not only voiced the Night Editor, ostensibly relating stories submitted by his listeners, he played all the characters, being a master of many voices. The movie is based on one of those radio stories, Inside Job, written by Hal Smith and Scott Littleton, whose filmographies are mostly filled with low-budget Bs, although in 1959, Hal Smith would win an Oscar for co-writing The Defiant Ones with Nathan E. Douglas, which actually was the pseudonym of blacklisted actor-turned-writer Nedrick Young. Hal Smith and Ned Young would be nominated again in 1961 for their script of Inherit the Wind. You will not mistake today's film for Inherit the Wind. There are no grand philosophical ideas in Night Editor, just people behaving at their worst. Gravel-voiced B-movie veteran William Gargan plays flatfoot Tony Cochran, who can't believe his luck when he scores with dishy society doyenne Jill Merrill. Unfortunately, in true noir fashion, Tony has a wife and kids at home, and when he sneaks off to Lover's Lane to get a sip of his long, cool drink of water, he ends up being in the wrong place at the worst possible time. The film also features Charles Brown as the Night Editor, Jeff Donnell as suffering wife Martha Cochran, and Paul Burns as Tony's partner Ole Strom. That's unnecessary info, really, because all you're going to remember is Janice Carter in one of the most viperous vixen roles in the annals of noir. Here she is, leaving William Gargan up to his ears in trouble in Night Editor.